Here are some things that my family's doing as off-grid steaders, that's a real word, to survive drought of 2026. Number one, we're reusing water. I'm watering my garden with gray water. This is water that's coming from my house. Gray water is water that comes from your shower and your sink. There's no poop or pee in it unless you're a waffle stomper. Don't do that. If you want to reuse your water, don't waffle stomp. Now, when I'm reusing this gray water, I'm not drinking it. No, I'm watering the garden with it and I'm using it in the compost to keep that moist. Next, you need to worry about evaporation. So we need to cover our water. Now nobody's going to fall in it and the sun's not going to evaporate it. You want to stop that evaporation in any way that you can. So if you have a pond, you need to shade it with trees. If you have a cistern, it needs to be closed. If you have a shallow pond, try to make that a deeper pond so that the surface area is less. Cisterns are a great way to store water. Underground is a great way. Now, when it does rain, you're going to want to capture that in any way possible. Storage barrel, my chicken coop. I catch water off of this roof, water off of that roof, water off of that roof. I am catching water off of every single roof and surface that I possibly can. Number one resource that we need for survival is water. Absolutely crucial. That's my water for my whole house. Now, this is only 2,500 gallons. Do you know that the average family of 4 in the United States use about 400 gallons a day? It's all of you're doing your laundry, doing your showers, washing your dishes, all that sort of stuff, flushing the toilet. This lasts longer than a month for my family of 6 because you can really conserve water. If we don't conserve water, we don't have water. A big physical reminder of how much water we can use and how much water we have used and when is it gonna rain next. If you have one leaky toilet in your house, you're going to be draining one of these every week just from that leaky toilet. That's not doing your regular showers or dishwashing or your laundry or anything. One of these would be completely drained if you had one leaky toilet. Picture leaky toilets. Not only are you wasting a lot of water, but that's expensive because you have to pay for that water because you're not off-grid. If you were off-grid, you wouldn't have a leaky toilet because you'd be like, where's all the water going? And you would fix that. Okay, so you need to be conserving water inside the house. How can you be conserving it? You take shorter showers, turn off the faucet while you're brushing your teeth, wait until you have a fully loaded dishwasher before you start. I don't have a dishwasher, so here's a super easy one that all of you can do. A compost toilet. Just kidding, that's not super easy, and most of you are not going to do that because you're going to be like, oh no, poop in a bucket, I couldn't possibly. It's not like a litter box, but it kind of is. Cities and states are already taking measures. I think it was in Colorado, they drained an entire reservoir, transferred it to another reservoir that was deeper so that there would be less evaporation. And that transfer of water to a deeper one was going to save them like the equivalent of 40,000 households. That's how much was going to be lost to evaporation. So cover your water. Evaporation's no joke. Okay, but what do you do if it hasn't rained in 2 months and your water is getting really, really low? You gotta have a backup plan. This is my backup plan. It's an IBC tank. Right now it's catching water, but if I don't get rain and this gets empty, put this on the flatbed trailer and we haul it in to where we can refill it. Always have a backup plan, you never know. Plant wiser. You see how this is my potatoes and they're kind of in a curve. That's on purpose. They're curving with the contour of the land here. So when it does rain, the rain's gonna flow in here, stop in these aisles, and slowly soak in. Self-watering potatoes. What I really need to do is cover this all up with a lot of straw. That's gonna really help hold that moisture in too. So when it does rain, that evaporation is not gonna be happening. So let me know in the comments, what are you doing to conserve water? How are you surviving this drought? And what are the impacts happening in your area? I do rain dances as often as I can because watering by hand is not very fun. I gotta go get a bucket of water out of that gray water. I gotta get my watering can and fill it up, and then I water my beds. Now this bed I planted with seeds, and now I'm going to water it nicely, and then I'll cover it up. I just found a tooth. This is a goat baby tooth. Goats lose their baby teeth, just like dogs, just like humans. And this compost was from the goat yard. So teeth, don't compost. I'll finish putting straw on that bed. Not too deep because I have a lot of stuff that needs to sprout up on that side of the bed and I don't want to shade it out so bad that all those plants can't come up. But where you have established plants, you can put it a lot thicker. Now I'm gonna go down this row and cover up the okra and the pinto beans. These are just from my pantry, just from like bean burritos. I just planted some beans in here. No, you can't plant bean burrito. It's the kind of beans that you would make for a burrito before you cook them. Don't cook them. Don't put a burrito out here. It's not gonna work. We had a week where we were overcast and a little bit rainy, so I didn't cover up this bed until now. A bale of straw is about $7. It took less than 2 bales to mulch this entire garden. So for less than $14, I'm using half as much water in my garden. And I'm building soil because this is all going to turn into soil for next year's garden. A deep layer of mulch is also going to suppress weeds, so then you won't have to weed as often either. Now let me show you one of the garden beds that has not been watered yet. I'm able to wring out moisture in that, and I haven't watered today, and it was quite hot yesterday, and it's already halfway through today. That's the beauty. Okay, and then let me show you the spot where we just covered. We gotta dig down a little bit till we get to some moisture, and it's not dripping when I squeeze it. It's super dry on the top of here, and it's not drippy wet once I dig down into there. And that's the bed that was not covered in mulch until just now. So now it's going to hold moisture like that other bed.